Hi, good afternoon. So thank you to the speakers before me. You guys has raised the bar high. There's a lot of gap to fill now. And thank you to my family members and friends who are here to support these events here. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, good. So my talk today is I cannot, but you can. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joseph. If you met me today in Kaki Bukit, you might find me the owner of a small F&B space. We're in F&B space as well. Called Hot Pot de Focolare. So some people know me for the hot pot, others will know me for the conversation that happens around our table. But this story isn't about hot pots. It's about what happens when life stripped away many of the things I once used to define myself. So for more than a decade, I worked in the same company. I thought I had a stable career, a clear path, a predictable future, get married, die happily ever after. Then one day, the future disappeared. I found myself made redundant, retrenched. So like many Singaporeans, I believe I would find another job quickly, but weeks become months, months become years. Application after applications, interview after interviews, rejections after rejections. I began to question my worth. Financial pressure grew. At home, my son was actually born premature. He needed more care, more hospital visits, more time. So like many of the parents in Singapore, I found myself making career decisions not only based on income, but also whether I could be present for my family and to access to their needs. The opportunities I could pursue become fewer, the path forward become narrower. Then, during that same seasons, I was involved in a serious car accident. By God's grace, I survived. The experience taught me something I have never forgotten. Tomorrow is never guaranteed. We spend so much of our lives planning for tomorrow, yet in a single moment, life can change. Looking back, I realized it wasn't just one hardship. It's the weight of everything happening at once. There were moments when I felt exhausted, moments where I felt afraid, moments when I felt and wondered if I can still have anything meaningful left to offer to this society. But something unexpected happened during that season. I encountered two communities that quietly changed the directions of my life. The first was the Focolare community. They introduced me to one simple but profound idea: closeness. Not solving everyone's problem, not fixing life, but simply choosing to walk alongside with one another through life joy and struggles. Through Focolare, I also encountered the economy of communion. The belief that a business should not exist only to maximize profits. It can also restore dignity, build relationships, create opportunities, and become a gift to the community. The second was the Give Stewart Lincoln community. It reminded me that our stories have the power to build communities and that courage is contagious. And that by sharing honestly, we give others permission to hope again. Together, these two communities reshaped how I understood success. Out of that journey came Hot Pot de Focolare. Not because I have the perfect business plan, not because success was guaranteed, but because I found myself asking one simple question. If others had become a blessing to me during my darkest moment, could I become a blessing to someone else? So, Hot Pot de Focolare became more than a food business. It became an experiment, an imperfect attempt to live up the values I had first received from others, an experiment in choosing generosity over self-preservation, an experiment in building relationship before transactions, an experiment in believing that a business can become a place where dignity is restored, conversation can bring hope, and people discover they are not alone. As I listened to more people who walked into my stores, I realized many were simply looking for jobs or solutions. They were looking for someone willing to listen. Someone to remind them that losing a title does not mean losing their worth. All of their convictions was born another experiment, career conversations over dinner at Pop-Up Vocabulary. Not a seminar, not networking event, just strangers gathering around a table, sharing a meal, sharing their stories, holding space for one another. Because sometimes a conversation can change a life before a job ever does. The business is still young. The future is still uncertain. And there are days I still wonder how everything will work out. And especially in these times where F&B is actually a very challenging landscape to begin with, I'm actually on this path. Yet every morning, I choose to unlock the doors again, not because I know what tomorrow holds, but because I know why I started. At Hot Optical Kalari, we have a simple motto, where every meal brings us together. Over time, I realized it was never just about serving food. It was about bringing people together, because when people come together, hope has a chance to grow. There is a simple prayer that carry me through the darkest moment of my life. I cannot, but you can. And I will allow you to work through me. Looking back, I realized God did not remove every difficulties from my life. He did not immediately give me another job. He did not remove the uncertainty. But He never left me to walk the journey alone. Instead, He placed people in my life who become His hands and feet, and the people around with me today in this room. People who listened, people who encouraged, people who walk alongside with me. Today, I still don't have all the answers. I still carry uncertainties, but I no longer measure success only by what I can achieve. I also measure it by the lives I have the privilege to journey with. If my journey has taught me anything, it is this. Resilience is rarely a journey we have to do it alone. So before I end, let me make 3 simple invitations. If you are a change maker, come, journey with us. Help us create spaces where conversation restore hopes. If you're struggling, please know that you are not alone. There is always a seat at our table. Sometimes hope begins with a simple meal. And if today you simply need someone to listen, come find us. Not because we have all the answers, but because no one should have to carry life's burdens alone. At Hot Optical Kalari, we believe and still believe. Every meal brings us together, and there's one simple prayer I will continue to hold on. I cannot, but you guys can. Thank you.